Greetings, loves. It's your favorite author, Lisa Walker McCrae, back with another story time from the pages of my novel, A Peculiar Kind of Love. Keep in mind, guys, this video is for entertainment purposes only. First of all, big praise to the Most High Yah, and a shout out to those that are still chiming in, lending me your time and ears. Much love from this way. My question to you now is, are you all ready to turn some pages? Get those imaginations activated. Well, if so, Clarence, set the stage. Okay, quick rundown, hearers and listeners, from our last reading. So we were still being entertained at Drew's birthday party, having a funky good time. Her and Marcus announced their engagement. Everyone was excited about that, including ourselves. Dean showed up. Drew noticed that her and Jay was getting a little acquainted. Yeah, they were. But that's not the tea. The tea is Carl showed up, and he didn't show up empty-handed. He actually brought Drew a gift. A diamond. Well, a necklace with a diamond pendant. Our sweetheart Drew, she didn't throw up any guards. She actually accepted the gift and Carl, welcoming the old man into her life. And let's not forget our little mishap with Jay. This poor soul had a slight meltdown when finally coming into the realization that Drew had a life of her own. Now, Jay's meltdown was, of course, about him thinking that he was going to have to do everything on his own. But Drew got him back on track, and she assured him that she was going to be right there by his side. And that's where Drew stood, right there by his side, hurrying Jay along. I mean, literally, hurrying Jay along. She was actually yelling, "Hurry up, Jay, you're going to make us late," while wrestling with Gabe. Him and Drew, they had quite a match going on. Gabe wanted to play, and Drew wanted to just simply put his jacket on. "Come on, Gabe, don't be difficult today of all days," Drew pleaded with the determined baby. "Hurry up, Jay," she yelled out again. "I'm coming," he yelled back from his bedroom. Jay was sitting on the bed looking down at a picture of Chantel. He was hesitant for the day and needed some encouragement. Placing the picture back on the nightstand, he kneeled down on one knee. Jay then bowed his head and began to pray. "Yeah, thank you. That's what I want to say first. Wow, this has been a long, challenging, emotional journey. Thank you for keeping me. Thank you for favoring your boy. I was blessed with the perfect woman. Then you took her, not giving us any time to, share our love. And I'm not going to question that. Instead, I'm going to give you glory. Yeah, I thank you for the opportunity for being able to love Chantel and the opportunity to be Gabe's father, because you could have took them both. Please, Yah, always favor your boy. Favor me and Gabe's relationship. Give me knowledge that I need to teach him. Give me wisdom that I need to guide him. And always, Yah, allow me to be able to provide for him. Allow me to instill in him all the things my father instilled in me. Yah, today is a tough day. It's the day I laid my wife to rest. I need strength to stand before friends and family. Yah, please hear my prayer. I thank you, and I trust you, Yah. Toda Yah. Jay stood to his feet. Courage is what he now had. "Here I come," he yelled out to Drew, dusting himself off. The hug center was packed with friends, family, and neighbors who'd all came out to show their love and appreciation for Jay, Gabe, and Chantel. Everyone talked amongst themselves, mostly about Jay and Gabe's progress, admiring the growth and strength in them both. Drew sat calmly occupying one of the beige folding chairs in the front row. She looked around at everyone who came out to celebrate Chantel. There were so many people Drew had never seen before. Drew then focused her attention on the Tates. She could clearly see Ma Tate was really trying to hold it together as she looked at the picture of Chantel displayed on the easel. Ma Tate here, Drew whispered, handing her a Kleenex to catch the tears before they fell. Thank you, sweetheart. Ma Tate handed Drew a pleasant smile. Drew was now fighting back tears of her own. She focused her attention on Gabe. Pointing at Chantel's picture, she told him, "Wave hi to mommy, baby." Gabe smiled at the photo, muttering mommy as if Chantel was waving back. Good baby, Drew encouraged. She smiled, looking up at Jay, who was standing behind the podium, coaching himself to be strong. She was so very proud of her friend. He'd been broken into a million pieces, and to watch Ya put him back together before her eyes was amazing. Clearing his throat, Jay gained the attention of the crowd. He greeted, "Shalom, family and friends. I'm glad to see everyone made it out safe." Jay exhaled, wiping the sweat from his forehead. He thanked everyone who'd come out for such a blessed event. He then talked a while about him and Chantel's shared love, him and Gabe's journey without Chantel, the challenges it brought, and the progress they'd made with the help of the village and Ya. Looking at her friend, Drew was amazed at how strong Jay stood. She could clearly see he'd been healed from the hurt of losing Chantel. After his spoken words, Jay opened the floor for anyone else who had memories or a kind word to say for Chantel. Drew was hesitant to share, knowing all she would probably do was cry in front of all those people. However, despite her uncontrolled emotions and the butterflies making kung fu moves in her stomach, Drew made her way to the podium. Jay kissed her cheek, then took his seat. Drew cleared her throat. "Hello, everyone," Drew greeted. She spoke all of 1.5 minutes before the waterworks began. The tears started a train reaction through the crowd. Drew tried to tell everyone of her love and friendship with Chantel. It was becoming hard to explain. Her emotions were all over the place. The uncontrolled, endless tears wouldn't allow Drew to be great. Noticing she was losing the battle with emotions and tears, Marcus hurried to guide Drew back to her seat. There were a few more presentations made. Afterwards, Jay retook the podium, informing the guests if there weren't any more kind words, he would like to introduce a special guest. Looking amongst the crowd, Jay begged for a middle-aged woman sitting in the back to come forward. Everyone's attention was on the lady as she approached the podium. Whispers began echoing through the crowd. Drew's eyes were fixed on the lady. "Who is this woman? She looks familiar," was the conversation she had with self. Drew then looked over at Ma Tate for answers. She shrugged her shoulders, wondering who the lady was as well. The questionable woman took her place beside Jay. "Miss Lorraine Reed, Chantel's mother, everyone," Jay announced, then took his seat. The room was quiet. Drew was shocked. Chantel's mother exhaled. "Good evening, everyone," she greeted. Observing Chantel's mother, Drew could tell she was nervous and probably wanted to get the hell out of there, but she held firm and continued. Lorraine thanked the Most High for allowing everyone to make it out safe to celebrate in the memory of her daughter. The room held an uncomfortable silence. Lorraine exhaled, searching for words that would bring understanding, but all she had were her truths. She knew what the crowd wanted to hear, and the truth was all she could give them. Lorraine made clear for those that didn't know that her and Chantel lost the patriarch of their family when Chantel was a young girl. Shortly after that, she went into bipolar depression, detaching herself from the world and her daughter. Lorraine looked out over the people. She didn't feel obligated to explain, but felt it would be fair to Gabe, Jay, and Chantel if she explained her absence. And explain is what Lorraine did. Her explanation was so heartfelt it had Drew in tears, especially when she informed everyone that shortly after her husband died and she went into bipolar depression, her sister had to move in and care for Chantel until she went off to college. Shortly after that, she passed from a stroke. The insight brought back memories for Drew. She remembered holding Chantel all night one night as she cried over the death of her Aunt Sharon. Lorraine continued, I had a choice to live or die. She admitted to the group her suicide attempts and how Chantel was the one who found her each time. She continued, I was too broken to live and too selfish to die is what I thought. Drew could sympathize with Lorraine. There was an occasion she wanted to die. She'd even attempted standing in the Tate's bathroom holding a bottle of Sheila's antidepressant pills, hoping to build enough strength and courage to take them all after Curtis tried forcing himself on her again. The only reason Drew didn't go through with the attempt is because Pop Tate knocked on her door demanding she opened it, like he knew something wasn't right. Anyways, after Drew opened the door, Pop Tate took her into his arms, assuring her she'd never have to worry about Curtis again. Drew chuckled to herself at the memory. She didn't know what happened, but later that week, Curtis came home with a busted lip and 3 broken ribs. Curtis never tried it again. Drew never knew how Pop Tate knew what happened between her and Curtis, but she was grateful for his protection. Snapping back to the present, Drew smiled looking over at Pop Tate. She was grateful y'all put him in her life. Toda ya, she whispered. Drew then focused her attention back on Lorraine, who was pouring her heart out. Drew could tell from her sincere words and the pain in her voice that she was remorseful for not being there for Chantel. Thank you all so much, Joe and Brenda, for stepping in, taking care of Gabe and Chantel. I'm not here to take over, but simply right my wrongs, Lorraine voiced. Monte blew her a kiss. Drew knew all had been forgiven by the smiles and the tears on their faces. Lorraine paused her words, fixing her eyes on Drew. Although she never formally met Drew, no one had to tell Lorraine who she was. From the letters Chantel wrote home, the kind words she always spoke about Drew, and the emotional breakdown that just took place when Drew spoke so kindly of Chantel gave all the clues Lorraine needed. Lorraine presented Drew with a welcoming smile. She then lifted her hand to the rose gold hat she wore. Holding the brim of the hat, she spoke. I tip my hat to you, Judah McCain. You have been more than a friend to my daughter. You stepped in and you took care of her son with no questions asked, proving you guys were more than just friends, but sisters. Drew smiled, blowing Lorraine a kiss, at the same time silently mouthing the words thank you. Drew was grateful for the appreciation. Before taking her seat, Lorraine asked Jay if he would come back up. She expressed how blessed she was that he didn't turn her away. She thanked him for welcoming her in and not judging her reason. Lorraine kissed Jay's cheek. Then she presented him with a handcrafted scrapbook made by her hands. The memorable book held pictures of Chantel from birth until she left for college. Knowing an intervention had to take place to calm the moment, Ma Tate rose from her chair and gracefully approached the podium. Ma Tate kissed Jay, then hugged Lorraine. Afterwards, she presented the overjoyed grandmother her grandson. This is Gabriel Yahim Tate. Gabriel, this is your grandmother, Ma Tate introduced. Upon first look, Lorraine could see Chantel put all she had into the baby. Taking Gabe from Ma Tate's arms, Lorraine held him close. She placed a kiss upon his forehead. Sorrow came over Lorraine. She couldn't believe this child had been in the world a year, and this was the first time she'd ever laid eyes on him. The souls connected immediately as Lorraine looked into the baby's eyes. "I'm sorry, Gabriel. I should have been here," she whispered. Gabe then laid his head on Lorraine's chest. A wave of oohs and ahs rang out. Gabe's actions didn't surprise Drew. Although he was a baby, she knew he had the ability to connect with people. "Oh, how sweet are you," Lorraine stated. In that moment, her sorrow turned into joy. Oh, what a blessing this memorial has been. The understanding, the connections made. Wow, this is priceless. The bigger blessing is Lorraine. Not every soul fighting depression comes out okay. Some never reset. Depression for most is like a prison. So my prayers go out to those who are fighting depression, who are trying to break free from the grasp of depression. Truly, my prayers go out to you guys. Anyway, moving forward, after the memorial, the entire family agreed to spend the rest of the day at Mystic Pier for Gabe's birthday. Oh yeah, our little man done turned 1 on us. Fortunately, it was the perfect November day. The sun shined, the breeze was crisp and clear, and the birds chirped a melody of joy, setting the mood just right. Chantel's memorial brought plenty of tears, but now it was time for laughter. Drew was all smiles looking over at her friend as they pulled into the pier. She was grateful. She silently honored Jay for being thoughtful enough to invite Lorraine on their outing. Drew could tell by the smile on Lorraine's face this was the perfect day for her as well, and she made it her mission to make sure Lorraine had the best day ever. Okay, you guys, so the crew is now at Mystic Pier in the parking lot, readying themselves for their adventure. Lorraine, she took on the task of strapping Gabe down into his stroller, and boy was he giving her a fight. Gabe couldn't stand being strapped down. He kicked, he wiggled, Lorraine struggled. Noticing her struggle, Drew hurried to assist. She didn't want Lorraine to become overwhelmed or anything. "Are you just fine, Lorraine?" Drew asked. Lorraine assured she was just fine, informing Drew she remembered Chantel not ever wanting to be strapped down either. Gabe kicked and wiggled some more, delivering a frustrating cry for mercy. "I don't know what's wrong with him," Drew stated. She was puzzled. Drew knew Gabe didn't like to be strapped in, but this was unusual behavior. Chiming in on Drew's distress, Jay paused his steps. Gabe was giving the women hell. Leaving his parents to unpack the car, Jay went to assist. I'm sorry, Jay. I don't know him well enough to know what he wants." Lorraine let out a frustrating sigh, trying to explain. Embarrassment painted her face. Jay assured there was no reason to apologize. Then he took Gabe from the stroller and handed him to Lorraine. "He wants what he wants when he wants," Jay stated, walking back over to his parents with a chuckle. Lorraine was pleased the fuss was about her. Gabe calmed as soon as Jay placed him in her arms. Lorraine's embarrassment was now honor. Now that all was situated, the group was in mission mode, looking for an empty spot to set up their picnic blanket. They weren't having much luck. It looked as though everyone was out enjoying the fair autumn day. Looking through the crowd, Drew spotted a place. "Hey y'all, here's a spot over here," she called out. After staking claim to the undisturbed area, the ladies laid their blankets down. In the midst of setting up the picnic, Drew noticed Dean walking up. "What the hell?" she asked herself. Was this another Amy situation? Was the second question she asked herself. "Oh, sucky now. Ooh, I know y'all are probably asking, is our boy Jay finna go through this again? How well do we know Dean? But let's not jump to conclusions. Dean could be out enjoying her day like everyone else, right? And just so happened to run into Drew, right? Well, inquiring minds wants to know. And in order for you to find out, yeah, that's right, you're gonna have to meet me back over here at Imagination Station to get the tea. Until then, put this in your mental. Reading is fundamental. Fun for the mental. Y'all get it? Anyway, y'all bless this reading and yourselves. Switches.